I would like to begin by thanking our speaker, Paul Ryan, for his commitment to improving the way federal government uses data to solve problems and improve lives. His bipartisan work with Democratic Senator Patty Murray is the reason we are able to hold this hearing today. According to a 2013 General Accounting Report, only 37% of managers who oversee 1,500 different federal programs say their programs had been evaluated in the previous 5 years. Without sufficient data and analytics from programs like these, government agencies are unable to fully assess the benefits or impacts of their decisions and programs. Although many administrative records and surveys collected by government agencies provide significant sources of data, these records are typically not shared from one agency to another. Oftentimes, agencies either do not have access to or are not aware of data that could contribute to evidence building. To begin addressing data gaps in policymaking and administration of taxpayer-funded programs, Speaker Ryan and Senator Murray introduced bipartisan, bicameral legislation in 2016 to create a commission to evaluate the current use and availability of data and make recommendations as to how to better improve the process. On September 7th, 2017, the Commission of Evidence-Based Policymaking released its report containing 22 recommendations for improving the use of data to inform government programs and policies. The Commission found the federal government lags behind the private sector when it comes to managing and documenting data that could be used for evidence building. Taxpayers expect federal policymakers to base their decisions on well-founded evidence and reason. But according to the Commission, there is not enough evidence being produced to adequately inform federal decision makers. Seeking to balance privacy interests while simultaneously creating a process where data could be used and shared for statistical purposes, the Commission's recommendations fell into 4 categories: establishing a new federal entity to facilitate data linkages, increasing access to data, modernizing privacy protections, increasing and strengthening federal evidence building capacity. Government information management, data sharing, and interagency coordination are at the core of this committee's legislative jurisdiction. The Commission's recommendations touch on the committee's oversight of the implementation of FITARA and FOIA and other recent data policy reforms, many of which we have worked on in this committee. The recommendations also touch on areas of the committee's jurisdiction that are on our to-do list, such as the Paperwork Reduction Act, the E-Government Act, the Privacy Act, and others. I want to thank not only the commissioners who are here with us today, but all members of the Commission for the time and effort devoted to creating this report in a relatively short period of time. The information produced in this report will help us strengthen our laws and fulfill our desire for a more efficient, effective, transparent, and accountable government. We look forward to hearing from you today on how we can gain better access to the evidence we need to create informed and effective policies. It's now my honor to recognize the ranking member of the committee, Mr. Cummings, for his opening statement.